Whoa, oh, oh, la da da da, oh, 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 la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da, making our Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah.
Alright, you guys, welcome to Vlogmas Day 7. Vlogmas Day 7. So today's video is actually in collaboration with an amazing group of young ladies as well. I will link them all in the description box down below. Definitely be sure to go ahead and check them out. Also, this video is the easy kid craft video. We are going to be making some salt dough ornaments, and we are also going to be doing a little craft that Jacob has came up with. Now, I'm not going to lie, I'm very, very cranky. Today, I have not had my coffee, have not had anything to eat. I'm feeling very stressed and overwhelmed, but we're going to go ahead and get to it. So, yeah, anyways, let's just get started. Okay, you guys, if you have never made salt dough ornaments, they are actually so simple. All you need is 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of salt, and then half of a cup of water. And you just put that in your bowl and you mix it up until it makes kind of like a dough shape, dough form. I ended up adding a little bit more of each. I think I added a 1/4 cup of water, a 1/2 cup of salt, and then a 1/2 cup of flour extra, just because I noticed that it was a little bit on like the drier side and it was really crumbly and it wasn't that texture that we needed. So once I got the shape and the consistency that I really was looking for, I decided to just take it out of the bowl and start to knead it with my hands. And I guess you could kind of say that it's similar to making bread or making pizza dough. You just kind of work it in with your hands and just kind of get everything really well incorporated. That way it works a lot better than just using the wooden spoon. So if you've been on our channel for quite some time now, you will know that I'm not a baker. So I did not have a rolling pin or anything to roll this with. I tried to use that wooden spoon and it just was not working. So then I had my sister bring me an empty Febreze bottle. Yes, it was empty. There's nothing in it anymore. So here I am just explaining to the girls what these cookie cutter shapes are. You have your ornament, your stocking, a star, mistletoe, Christmas tree, and the gingerbread. Really, you can pick whatever type of cookie cutters that you have. You can just do stars, you can make it holiday related. It really doesn't matter, and the outcome turns out really adorable. Salt dough ornaments take a little bit of time to bake in the oven. First, what you want to do is you want to preheat your oven to 250 degrees or 200 degrees depending on what your oven type is. One little tip that I have to give out for you if you've never made salt dough ornaments before is to try to not make them so thin. We ended up having to restart our batch entirely because we made them too thin. They were sticking to the table, there wasn't enough flour on them, and it wasn't turning out good. So we restarted, not a big deal. Literally, they had so much fun doing it regardless. They could have probably done it over and over again a million times. So here my little sister is doing her little ornaments by herself. She placed them all on her dough and then she pressed and then she gave it a little wiggle. That way it was a little bit easier to peel off of. Here I'm using a spatula, that way I did not mess them up for a second time, and I think the spatula really worked good, although we did make them a little bit thicker, so they were a little bit easier to take off of the table than the previous one. Okay, so in this next clip, I had to blur out the background because my dear husband was literally mooning the camera, so I apologize about that. So we actually don't have a cookie sheet. We ended up just using 2 cake pans. I believe these are like the 9x13 pans, lined with parchment paper or wax paper, just to make sure that the ornaments did not stick to the pan or anything. Makes it easier to peel them off of, and you can also paint them on top of that wax paper as well. So you do want to make sure that you poke your hole for your string or your ribbon to go through your ornaments before you bake them. It'll make it a lot easier. You can use an old straw. Here I'm just using an old piece from one of Ivonna's old water bottles. It was like the weighted sippy cup, and that was the weight part of it. We threw the cup away. But yeah, that is what they should look like at the end. And then the last step is to bake your ornaments. I put them in the oven for about 1 hour and 45 minutes. So this second craft actually was all Jacob's idea. He came up with this craft by himself. I asked him to go to the store to pick me up some popsicle sticks so that we could make some popsicle ornaments or some popsicle snowman. And he said there was none, but he had this idea. So basically what he came up with was that the girls were going to build their own snowmen on this little piece of paper. And you guys, it actually turned out so cute. So he hot glued the bigger ball to the paper, and then he skewered together the rest of the little snowman body, and look at that, that is adorable. He ended up cutting up some little snowman hats, some like top hats for the girls to put on top of their snowmen, and it looks so cute. The girls also put some googly eyes on the snowman for their eyeballs, and they did draw the little buttons down the body with some markers. Here, Jacob had the great idea to use our leftover cobwebs from Halloween and make it snow. So that is what they're doing right here, is they fluffed it out and now they're gluing it together to make it look like the snow. And then Jacob found these little Christmas trees at Dollar General as well. I had the idea that we should put some cotton balls, some like torn apart cotton balls, on them to make it look like snow-covered trees, and they look so cute. I don't know how many times I have said that. I think this craft was definitely my favorite craft. It turned out adorable. And lastly, I had Nicole go outside and pick up 4 little twigs to use as the snowman's little arms, and oh my goodness. Here Jacob is gluing, he's hot gluing little trees to the paper, that way the trees could stand up. There's also some little like penguins that's standing up on the snow. Look at that, look at how cute that little craft turned out. I really love it, and it was so inexpensive too. All of the stuff that Jacob had purchased he got from Dollar General. And that was the end of our little craft video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I love the way that the little snowmen turned out, and although we will not get to paint the ornaments in this video, I will make a separate video of them painting it as well as the gingerbread houses. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Spend my time running around, keeping people pleased, but this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance.